Let's do it.
It looks like we're live. Let me just make sure we're. Can someone talk real quick?
Testing, testing, mic check, mic check. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
All right. Get ready. Go.
All right, go ahead, Ty.
All right,
Here we
ladies and
go.
gentlemen, welcome back to YKB Sports Show, the show that you gotta know ball, because we know ball, because everybody's gotta know ball. Still love that tagline. Selfishly, guys, we're back. We're back for another episode. It's episode number. I don't know. I don't know what the number is. I don't know. But it's probably
27.
like 27, probably. It's probably 27. Yeah, actually, I think it is 27. Actually,
It's 27. I literally just looked at the
oh, well, look
notification.
at that! Look at that! Look at that!
Yeah.
Guys, we
Perks
totally
of
still have a
being
competition
on
show. We
Discord.
still totally do. All right, so obviously we
Hey, it's
got us
28.
for today.
28.
28.
Title wrong.
Oh, it's 28.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
You good?
Well, see, guys, we've all been so busy that we don't even know what episode.
Literally.
But like I said, one episode every week, and we're keeping that promise. And, well, obviously you got us for today. We got Tyler, Rob, Alex, Boban. We're all here. So let's get straight into it. We're not really doing any prelims, at least not this week, because we got a lot of shit. Just not this week, but because we got a lot of shit to talk about. We got a lot of shit to talk about. I mean, where do we even start? I mean, March Madness bracket literally just got released as of not even an hour ago. As coming Thursday. Stream. Obviously, NFL free agency's been an absolute ruckus on all sides in the entire league. So yeah, it's been crazy. But anyways, we're gonna quickly get past NHL and NBA, and we'll quickly go over college basketball as well. We'll talk about the bracket itself next episode, which will at the latest be on Thursday before the first round starts. Because first four, I don't give a fuck. But at the latest, we will make predictions. But that's next week. But we're just going to talk about the bracket and just the way everything is panned out. And then obviously NFL. And obviously we got part 4 for the Outlook. This week is obviously the NFC West, the Cardinals, Rams, Niners, and the defending Super Bowl champions, the Seahawks. And with that being said, let's get straight into it. So obviously we got the NHL to start off first. We'll just run down some games. So starting with last Sunday, which was the last episode, obviously the 8th. We had the Penguins beating the Bruins 5-4 in overtime. We had the Stars beating the Blackhawks 4-3 in overtime. Obviously, the Red Wings beat the Devils 3-0. Come on, we're not losing to the freaking Devils. Come on, what are we talking about? The Oilers did beat the Golden Knights 4-2, though. That is also something to mention. Moving on to Monday the 9th, the Kings beat the Blue Jackets 5-4 in overtime. The Blackhawks beat the Mammoth 3-2 in overtime. Then moving on to Tuesday, we had the Red Wings actually did lose to the Panthers 3-4. Probably could have won that game, but it is what it is. The Hurricanes beat the Penguins 5-4. Islanders beat the Blues 4-3 in overtime. The Wild shut out the Mammoth 5-0. That game wasn't even close. Moving on to Wednesday, only 2 games. Canadians beat the Senators 3-2, and the Flyers beat the Capitals 4-1. Moving on to Thursday, the Red Wings won again. Unfortunately, go on to lose, this time to the Tampa Bay Lightning 1-4. That obviously was not a pretty sight. Panthers beat the Blue Jackets 2-1 in overtime. And then, a whole crap ton of games. Stars beat the Oilers 7-2. That game definitely was not close. The Blackhawks beat the Mammoth in overtime 3-2. Golden Knights beat the Penguins 6-2. The Avalanche beat the Kraken 5-1. Then moving on to Friday, only 2 games. The Kings beat the Islanders 3-2, and the Blues beat the Oilers 3-2 in overtime. And then moving on to yesterday, Senators shut out the Ducks 2-0. The Jets beat the Avalanche 3-1. The Hurricanes beat the Lightning 4-2. The Sabres beat the Maple Leafs 3-2. Devils beat the Kings 6-4. The Red Wings lost again, this time to the Stars 2-3 in overtime. Kraken beat the Canucks 5-2, and the Golden Knights shut out the Blackhawks 4-0. And then obviously today, 2 games are already over, and the rest are basically still in progress. The Jets beat the Blues, and the Senators beat the Sharks. And so right now we have the Ducks-Canadiens game still going on. The Maple Leafs taking on the Wild, the Panthers taking on the Kraken, and the Predators taking on the Oilers. Now let us quickly go through the standings. Obviously, we will start with the Eastern Conference, and I'm gonna have to flip back and forth in between this stuff. So we have So for the Eastern Conference, we have obviously the Hurricanes still taking a convincing lead in first place with a record of 42-18, and they are followed by the Sabres, the Lightning, the Canadiens, the Penguins, the Islanders, the Bruins, and just on the cusp in 8th place, the Red Wings.
I told you.
Yeah.
Me and Alex were trying to warn y'all.
Yeah, y'all did warn us last week, TBF. And then moving on. Moving on to the Western Conference. Obviously, the Avalanche still taking a convincing lead with a record of 44 wins and 12 losses, followed by the Dallas Stars, the Minnesota Wild, the Golden Knights, the Ducks, the Mammoth, the Oilers, and the Sharks. But yeah, long story short, Red Wings have lost their last 3 games now in a row, where they obviously could have won all 3, in my expert opinion. I don't know
what's been going on with them.
Yeah, again, like I mentioned last week, I don't know if this is somehow just a curse of the Olympics being done, but Detroit has just not looked good on the ice since then, and it is actually starting to get very concerning. We are literally in 8th place now in the entire conference, and maybe at risk, dare I say, not to self-jinx myself. Again, we're in 8th place, and in case you don't know, it's top 8 in each conference gets in the playoffs. If you're 9th or lower, you're done. So the fact that we've literally fallen from 1st to 8th, and I want to say the last 3 weeks, is very concerning. It is very concerning. 3 weeks, and we fall down 7 spots, and we're losing games left and right against teams we should be beating, and games we obviously should have won. Yeah, it's you 3 can talk about what y'all's feelings are. I mean, I'm disgusted. I don't know what's going on with the Red Wings right now. It's not looking good right now.
Boban, go ahead. Got anything?
What's going on?
Got anything to say about the Red Wings?
I mean, they've had they've had their moments. I mean, how far are we out from the Stanley Cup playoffs?
Not that far, to be honest.
About a month.
Okay.
About a month.
So we might have a chance to just at least clinch a spot in the playoffs. But I mean, at this point, I mean, I'm kind of losing all hope for them, to be honest with you guys. I mean, if they've been losing 3 in a row, I mean, I just don't understand what's been going on with them. I mean, the past few games, they've been up by 3-0. One of those games, I believe, was they were up 3-0, and then they lost 4-3 in overtime. I don't get how you just give up 3 points to the opponent, to opposing team, and then just freaking lose in overtime. But that's how I personally think about the Red Wings. I personally just don't think this is their year again. So maybe next year will probably be better for them. But I don't know. We'll never know. But I'm just saying right now. But I don't think this year is our season with the Red Wings, unfortunately.
Well, we'll see where we literally stand in a month's time, and if we even make playoffs or not. Which I would hope to God we do.
Yeah. I really don't pay attention to them too much, but I just been seeing their scores like on Google and shit, like online and shit. But
Well,
I just
I'll tell you one thing. Dylan Larkin, our team captain, he's been out for a couple weeks with an injury.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that absolutely does not help. But
Yeah.
I've also seen that. Well, Alex definitely knows because I mean he's heard me complain to him multiple times and multiple years about this. They have a tendency of just fucking up in the very end of the season and just shitting the bed and not getting a playoff spot. I remember back in 23, we were so close to getting it, and I remember
this.
And we beat the Canadians in the last game, but ultimately, the Washington Capitals. Well, actually, no. Let me be more specific. The Philadelphia Flyers fucking choked and gave the Capitals the win, and basically gave them the tiebreaker. And then last year, the Red Wings were in the top 3 for a good portion of the year, and then for some reason they just kept on losing the last few games, and that's what cost them. So,
Yep.
yeah, it's.
I mean, at this point, it starts to ask the question, or it begs to ask the question: should Stevie be on the hot seat? Like, is he on the hot seat after the past 3, maybe 4 years?
Mm-hmm.
Because
I mean, I know 97 won the ticket constantly complains about Stevie.
we are.
I like him at all.
Yeah. So, like, we are currently in that spot where we are not improving, nor are we, nor we're not, we're getting worse or anything, like disimproving or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we
We're
pretty
not
much stayed exactly where we are.
We're getting worse.
We are just here.
We are neutral.
Posting along.
And it begs to differ. It begs to ask me. It's like, do we? Like, I mean, right now we are mediocre. We're not terrible, but we're not great. We're not elite. Which honestly, why? Honestly, I think I'm starting to lose my patience with him, and I'm almost thinking that we probably should be having, these talks of possibly letting him go. Because I don't think he's really hit on many of his draft picks. I have not seen this team improve at all over the past 3 years. I mean, dare I say, it reminds me of the Caldwell era a little bit, with like the Lions and stuff, where the Lions weren't really improving, nor they weren't getting worse.
Yeah.
They were basically a bubble team in the playoffs every single year. They went 9-7, sometimes 10-6 or whatever, and they wouldn't, they would just stay there and they would get shitty draft picks. This is what I'm getting with the Red Wings right now, and I don't know. That's basically my thoughts on it.
Yeah, no, yeah, we all got same sentiments. Red Wings, long story short, get your shit together. But anyways, that will do it for NHL. Moving on to basketball. More specifically, NBA. So, starting obviously with the games from last Sunday, because that was our last stream. Again, we're just going to go over the big ones. So, starting off with, obviously, last Sunday, the Celtics beat the Cavs 109-98. The Lakers ended up beating the Knicks 110-97. The Spurs beat the Rockets 145-120 in pretty convincing fashion. The Orlando Magic beat the ever-living shit out of the Milwaukee Bucks 130-91. I mean, goddamn, that it wasn't even close.
Nice.
And in case you're still wondering, yes, the Pacers are still that much trash that they lost to the fucking Trailblazers 111-131. They're so garbage. Who might be even more garbage is the Chicago Bulls because they just lost to the Sacramento Kings last week. 110-126.
Ooh.
Crazy.
That happened.
But yeah, exactly. But the obvious game, the obvious elephant,
Look at basketball.
and as much, and again, the game is gonna conflict me either way because I love both teams. But the Miami Heat ended up actually beating the Detroit Pistons 121-110. Again, I love the Heat. I really, really do. But we really needed that win. We really did. But you know what?
Well, yeah, you guys did.
But it's for a cause. Maybe. I don't know. Moving on to Monday. Moving on to Monday. The Thunder beat the Nuggets 129-126. That game honestly could have gone either way. Yeah, honestly, Nuggets, do not be ashamed of yourselves. Y'all could have easily won that game, and so keep your heads and then we just got a whole bunch of upsets that happened on Monday. I mean, the Nets beat the Grizzlies, the Jazz beat the Warriors, and the Clippers beat the Knicks. I mean, again, I don't know what was in the air, but Jesus Christ. Moving on to Tuesday, the Miami Heat beat the Wizards 150-129. Was that the game?
Yes, the Wizards, yes.
Yes. Okay. Let me just get to the other Tuesday games real quick. Lakers beat the Timberwolves 120-106. The Pacers are still trash, but they also lost to the Sacramento Kings 109-114. Holy shit. They're fucking ass. The Spurs beat the Celtics 125-116. Rockets beat the Raptors 113-99. And the Pistons beat the Nets 138-100. The Miami Heat game, again, they won 150-129. This was the infamous game where Bam Adebayo scored a record 83 single game points. Second now all time to Wilt Chamberlain's 100-point game, and I believe it was 1960 or something like that. I don't know.
1962. I think it was like March 21st, 1962.
Yeah. And obviously there has been immense discussion on the quote credibility of this 83-point margin. And to those people who obviously are on the side of criticizing Bam, saying, "Oh well, more than half of those points came from free throws." Go fuck yourself. It's still 83 points. I don't give a shit if you're salty or not. And I'm not even saying this as a Miami Heat supporter. I'm speaking from a very adjacent and objective standpoint. That's 83 fucking points. He just passed Kobe Bryant, and y'all want to piss him on. Fucking Ice Cube's son wants to go out on Twitter, I'm not calling it X, and wants to complain, "Oh, how dare he disrespect the legacy of Kobe Bryant." Shut the fuck up. It's 2026. Records are meant to be broken, yes. Records are meant to be broken. And guess what? The fact that it was Bam Adebayo, who honestly, and no offense, is not even the best member of the Miami Heat team as a whole, like, that tells you something, okay? That ought to tell you something that truly anything can happen in the NBA. And basically, like I said, all I gotta say is, kiss the ring, buddy. 83 points is still 83 points.
Yeah, I want to say something.
Hey, if the rest of you three want to say something, go right ahead, because I know how I feel.
And I hope y'all agree. Hell of a game.
Absolutely.
Dude. Alright. So, the funny thing is that me and Robert were on call. Like, I think I was playing college football, of course, and then we were just talking. But, like, I just looked at my phone, like, oh, let me check the Miami Heat game. Next thing you know, I hear that Bam Adebayo has 71 points. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, bro, what is going on here? So now I'm literally making sure I'm watching this like a hawk, because, I mean, he's right there. Like, he's, like, a few points away from tying Kobe's 81 points and then potentially breaking it. And of course he would end up breaking it, but if you actually watch the Kobe game, Kobe had free throws to score points too. So I don't know why people are bringing up, oh, he had free throws that's bullshit. Like, those should not even be points. I'm like, Mo, Kobe shot free throws in his 81-point game. So you're telling me that
and let's not forget, definitely Will Chamberlain had some free throws on his.
probably did too.
Yeah,
He had 100 points.
So you're kicking a dead horse.
First of all, that argument is thrown out the window. Two, you're still dick sucking Kobe, even though Kobe's passed for 6 years now. I still respect Kobe, but let the man rest.
Yeah.
Literally, let the man rest. His legacy's already been there. Like, it's already been established. He's one of the best shooting guards of all time. Nothing is tarnishing that. Records are meant to be broken. Some way down the line, someone's going to score over 100 points. It's going to happen. That is a record that is going to be broken. By who? I don't know. But like Tyler said, like I just said, they clearly do not have an argument, and they're just clearly just hating on a man's success. That's all I need to say.
We all know how ESPN loves to hate on the Miami Heat on a constant basis. We all know that shit.
Especially the guy who's known as a defensive player.
Yeah. And again, I want to preface, this is Bam Adebayo. He's not even the best player on his fucking team, which is why I will further press the case that the Miami Heat are a sleeper to make a run in the NBA playoffs. They are a definite sleeper. If Bam can if he can pull that out of his ass on a random Tuesday, what do you think's gonna happen when it's playoff time? What do you think's gonna happen? I'm just saying. Be afraid now. Be afraid now, okay? That's all I'm saying.
I'm just thinking. A funny thing just popped up. Well, I'm gonna save it for when the thing comes up.
Anyways, moving on to Wednesday's games. The Magic beat the Cavs 128-122. The Knicks beat the Jazz 134-117. The Nuggets beat the Rockets 129-93. Moving on to Thursday, the Pistons beat the 76ers 131-109. Magic beat the Wizards 136-131 in overtime. The Heat obviously beat the Bucks 112-105. The Hawks beat the Nets 108-97. Nuggets beat the Spurs in a very close game 136-131. And the Thunder beat the Celtics barely 104-102. Moving on to Friday, Pistons beat the Grizzlies in convincing fashion 126-110. You had the Raptors beat the Suns 122-115. Cavaliers beat the piss out of the Mavs 138-105. Knicks obviously beat the Pacers 101-92. Then moving on to yesterday, the Spurs beat the Hornets 115-102. Celtics beat the Wizards 111-100. The Miami Heat did lose to the Orlando Magic 117-121, but that's okay. In overtime, the Lakers beat the Nuggets by 2, 127-125. And then moving on to the games that happened today, most of them are done. There's one going on right now and one that's still happening. Thunder beat the Timberwolves 116-103. The Pistons actually unfortunately lost to the Raptors today 108-119. Very unfortunate. The Bucks beat the Pacers 134-123. Mavs beat the Cavs 130-120. And the 76ers beat the Trailblazers 109-103. Currently, right now, it's the second quarter between the Warriors and the Knicks, and the Warriors are up 48-31. So, and then you still got the Jazz and Kings game that's still happening tonight at 10. But to be honest, considering where both of those teams are in the standings, who the fuck's going to watch that game other than the fans of those actual teams? I digress. But anyways, now officially moving on to the standings, and I think it's very safe to mention this, obviously, but a shit ton of teams have now officially clinched for playoffs. This is, and I've been personally waiting for this too, but finally we got teams clinching at least a play-in position. I mean, we'll still see, but again, at the minimum, you know, some teams are at least going to be in the top 10, which obviously the first 6 are automatically in the playoffs, while obviously 7 through 10 got to fight for the play, and we all know how it works now. But anyways, in the Eastern Conference, the 3 teams that are confirmed to be in no matter what are the Pistons, Celtics, and Knicks. I don't think this is a shocker to anyone here. They've basically been the top three for months now, so this is obviously not a shocker. But like I said, no matter what, Pistons, Celtics, and Knicks are in the postseason, undoubtedly. Followed by Cavaliers, Magic, Raptors, Heat, 76ers, Hawks, Hornets. Moving on to the Western Conference, completely different story, as 6 teams are going to be in the postseason no matter what, and that's a shit ton. Thunder, Spurs, Lakers, Rockets, Nuggets, and Timberwolves. And then just under, you still got the Suns, Clippers, Warriors, and Trailblazers. But yeah, like I said, again, likely most of these teams from both conferences will all likely be in the top 6 and not actually being in the play-ins. But regardless, they're all in the postseason no matter what. So obviously, congratulations to all 9 of these teams, especially the Pistons. Come on, let's talk about it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I feel, again, we're 48-19. We got a convincing lead over pretty much most of the Eastern Conference. Obviously, the Pistons are definitely in a much more postseason position than the Red Wings are. I think that's pretty freaking obvious.
Yeah.
But I feel good. I feel generally good. Yeah, I feel good about the Pistons just in general. Obviously, very relieving to see that they'll be in the postseason regardless. I imagine they'll, again, at the very minimum, they will be top 3 at the very minimum. Because again, you never know. But because much like the NHL playoffs, the NBA playoffs are pretty much still a month out. But we'll be good. We'll be good. Anyone want to quickly say anything Pistons-wise before we move on to college ball?
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. I definitely think the Pistons are a lock for the. Well, obviously they're a lock for the playoffs. They're the number 1 seed, but even with their loss today, they're still 4 games ahead of the Celtics right now.
Yeah,
which they still have a pretty good lead. And honestly, I mean, even though we lost to the Raptors, I mean. We went on what, a 3 games winning streak. So I mean the Pistons are still doing really good. Like Herter actually looked really good. Like in a couple of games, which actually makes the Ivy trade look actually kind of good actually. Which I would say again back then I always said that Ivy trade was good, but yeah, I mean Pistons are bring out the team to beat in the East, and I'm just going to stay like that until playoff time.
Yeah, exactly. Couldn't have said it better. All right, let's move on. College basketball, and oh boy, do we got a shit ton to talk about. So let's recap. Let's recap as much as we physically possibly can from last Sunday. It's obviously right now. Basically, we only predicted and went over the 3 main games for last Sunday. So starting with Illinois and Maryland, Illinois obviously won 78-72. Nebraska beat Iowa 84-75 in overtime. And yes, you 3 can clown on me, ha ha ha. Michigan beat Michigan State 90-80.
I'm not gonna clown. That was a tough game. I can't even lie. That was a tough loss.
Maybe if Jeremy Fears does not kick a dude in the balls, you guys would have been fine.
I'm gonna be honest. Slow down with that, seriously.
I'm sorry, I just can't stand Fears, dude.
That's valid. Anyways, moving on to Monday. I mean, just a whole bunch of just mini tournaments that took place. The one that I will shout out because it's really the only college that I'm aware of. Actually, we can shout out a couple of these. So over in the West Coast tournament, Gonzaga beat Oregon State 65-56. In the Horizon League tournament, Detroit Mercy beat Robert Morris 70-64. St. Clara beat St. Mary, California 76-71 in the West Coast tournament. And then moving on to Tuesday. We had some games. Over on the Big 12 tournament, Arizona State beat Baylor 83-79. Over also in the Big 12, Cincinnati beat Utah 73-66. Meanwhile, over in the Big 10 tournament, Maryland beat Oregon 70-60. In In the Horizon League tournament, Detroit Mercy would end up losing 63-66 to Wright State. Back in the Big 12, BYU beat Kansas State 105-91. Let me see. Yeah, again, crap ton of games just in general took place this week. Moving on, that was all Tuesday. Moving on to Wednesday, back in the Big 10, Iowa beat Maryland 75-64. In the Big 12, Iowa State beat Arizona State 91-42. I mean, that game wasn't even fucking close. Over by in the SEC tournament, Kentucky beat LSU 87-82. Back in the Big 10, Washington beat USC 83-79 in overtime. In the SEC tournament as well, Auburn beat Mississippi State 79-61. In the Big 12, UCF beat Cincinnati 66-65 in overtime. Again, barely. In the Big 10, Northwestern beat Indiana 74-61. Again, Indiana is now officially a football program, not so much basketball. In the SEC, Ole Miss beat Texas 76-66. Also in the Big 12, BYU beat West Virginia 68-48. Yeah, like I said, crap ton. In the Big 10, Rutgers beat Minnesota 72-67. Yeah, again, just crap ton. Then moving on to Thursday. Oh yes. This game I should probably mention. Miami, Ohio finally suffered their first loss 83-87 to UMass in the MAC tournament. I mean, and needless to say, a good portion of the sports internet was absolutely clowning on Miami, Ohio, being like, you could have been winning the first round.
And that one loss didn't do nothing for them. They still made March Madness, and they're taking on SMU this Wednesday.
That is true. They are still in the tournament, so all the haters can cry about it. Miami, Ohio is still in the tournament, and that's all that fucking matters. Moving on to the Big 10. Ohio State beat Iowa 72-69. Also in the Big 12, Iowa State beat Texas Tech 75-53. And then in the Big 10, Wisconsin beat Washington 85-82. Arizona beat UCF in the Big 12 81-59. Over in SEC, Tennessee beat Auburn 72-62. And then again, just crap ton. Purdue beat Northwestern 81-68 in the Big 10. Ole Miss beat Georgia in the SEC 76-72. Duke beat Florida State in the ACC 80-79. Houston beat BYU in the Big 12 73-66. UCLA beat the Rutgers in the Big 10 72-59. Clemson beat UNC in the ACC 80-79. Oklahoma beat Texas A&M in the SEC 83-63. Kansas beat TCU in the Big 12 78-73. Then moving on to Friday, Michigan beat Ohio State 71-67 in the Big 10. Whoop whoop.
Fuck them.
Oh yeah, definitely. And then here we are. Florida beat Kentucky in the SEC 71-63. And then Wisconsin ended up beating Illinois in the Big 10 91-88 in overtime. Vanderbilt beat Tennessee in the SEC 75-68. St. John's beat Seton Hall in the Big East 78-68. Shout out St. John's. They're obviously making a big push in the tournament like they usually do. Purdue ended up beating Nebraska in the Big 10 74-58. Virginia beat Miami, Florida in the ACC 84-62. Ole Miss beat Alabama in the SEC 80-79. Arizona beat Iowa State in the Big 12 82-80. And I hate talking about this. We talked about it before the stream. Michigan State lost to UCLA in the Big 10, 88-84. I mean, we should have won that fucking game. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Honestly, they should have. They honestly should have. I really wanted them to win because they would have fucked up Purdue again. It would have been Michigan versus Michigan State for a third time in the Big 10 championship.
Yeah, trust me, I wanted it too.
That'd be fucking game of the year, bro.
I know. But you know what? Michigan State will be just fine in March Madness regardless. I'm not worried.
When does that
Houston,
start? Wednesday?
Thursday.
Thursday. Okay.
I mean, Tuesday, Wednesday are the first four, but you know that's whatever. Houston beat Kansas in the Big 12 at 69-47. Arkansas beat Oklahoma in the SEC 82-79. Duke beat Clemson in the ACC 73-61. And then moving on to yesterday, Vanderbilt beat Florida in the SEC 91-74. Michigan obviously beat Wisconsin 68-65 in the Big 10. Whoop whoop. Back in the SEC, Arkansas beat Ole Miss 93-90 in overtime. Back in the Big 10, Purdue beat UCLA 73-66. And then in the Big 12, Arizona beat Houston 79-74. St. John's beat UConn in the Big East 72-52. Duke beat Virginia in the ACC 74-70. I mean, crazy. And then today, basically the ends of most of the tournaments. In the SEC, Arkansas beat Vanderbilt 86-75. And then obviously the big one, Purdue beat U of M 80-72 in the Big Ten. But like I said, even though Purdue did beat U of M, like I said, just like State, I'm not worried about U of M either. I'm not worried. I'm not worried at all.
I'm not worried either. If anything, this actually highlights more of Michigan's flaw that they need to fix going into the tournament. So,
100%.
So honestly, that's a good thing. So I'm not worried about it.
Yeah. And then let me see.
That's everything we got. Next
Thursday. Yeah, and then obviously we got March Madness. So obviously, because all these big tournaments are pretty much over and done, we officially have the official NCAA March Madness men's bracket. Now, we did talk about this, I believe, a couple days ago in regards to the women's. We will obviously recap the women's tournament as much and equally as the men's. As far as predictions go, we're probably just going to stick with the men's tournament. Probably.
That's what we do.
Yeah, but we will still recap 100% because we will not let them go unnoticed because here at YKB we appreciate all sports. But anyways, let's take a look at just all of this. So starting off with the East. So we obviously have, in case you don't know how seedings work, it's highs to lows. So 1 versus 16, 2 versus 15, and so on and so forth.
Yep.
So over in the East, we got Duke versus Siena, Ohio State versus TCU, St. John's versus Northern Iowa, Kansas versus California Baptist, Louisville versus South Florida, Michigan State versus North Dakota State, UCLA versus UCF, and UConn versus Furman. So, listen, I am obviously not mad at all about being the 3 seed in the East. That obviously best case scenario, especially considering what happened with the UCLA game, 100%. Again,
Wait,
honestly, I couldn't have asked for anything better. The fact that only Duke and UConn are over us, hell yeah. Fucking hell yeah, man. Obviously, I'm very happy. But yeah, like I said, predictions will be in the next episode. Again, just before the first round kicks off. Whether that's on the day or whether it's Wednesday or Tuesday, who fucking knows? But anyways, moving on to the South. So we got Florida, who I believe will be taking on... Yes. They will be taking on the winner between Prairie View A&M and Lay. So we got that. And then we have Clemson versus Iowa, Vanderbilt versus McNeese, Nebraska versus Troy, North Carolina versus VCU, Illinois versus Penn, St. Mary's versus Texas A&M, and Houston versus Idaho. So you got that. And then moving on over to the... Yeah, so we went over East and South. Now we go over to the West. So over in the West, we have Arizona versus Long Island, Villanova versus Utah State, Wisconsin versus High Point, Arkansas versus Hawaii. BYU will be taking on the winner between Texas and NC State. And then we got Gonzaga versus Kansas State, Miami, Florida versus Missouri, and Purdue versus Queens NC. And then finally moving on to the Midwest. You obviously got Michigan at the top, number one, who will be taking on the winners between UMBC and Howard. And then you got Georgia versus St. Louis, Texas Tech versus Akron,
Akron.
Akron, Alabama versus Hofstra, Tennessee.
I don't give a fuck who wins. I don't give a fuck who wins from either Howard or UMBC. It doesn't matter who wins. We're gonna shit either teams. So it's I'm right.
I was gonna get to the question, but yeah. Anyways, whatchamacallit, Tennessee will be taking on the winner between SMU and Miami, Ohio. So look out for that game because obviously Miami, Ohio could still be somewhere in the hunt. Virginia versus Wright State, Kentucky versus Santa Clara, and Iowa State versus Tennessee State. So that is all the matchups, all the seedings. Again, this is 68 fucking teams. This is obviously a tournament like no other in sports, or even just in the history of fucking tournaments. Dare I say. But, yeah, I mean, again, like I said, wasn't really worried about the Big Ten and how that turned out because obviously Michigan State's 3 seed in the East. Meanwhile, the Midwest is obviously dominated by the first seed U of M Wolverines. Again, nothing to worry about, but I mean, any just general comments about just the bracket in general, just the outlook and everything from any of you three?
Not really, to be honest with you. What I will say though is that I don't know. Actually, do we got
just to throw it out there? Do we have any potential teams that maybe the viewers might want to look out for, or some sleepers that can make a decent run at the very least? Do we got any?
There's a couple actually I can probably throw a little bit out there.
I mean, I don't want to glaze my eyes, but I mean, maybe Michigan could get pretty far.
Yeah, Michigan, both of them and State are gonna make it far.
Yeah. I mean, they're both contenders, I think.
Oh yeah.
Arizona.
Here's a team.
Oh yeah, Arizona's gonna make a run. I know Duke is as well. I believe that I checked the ESPN fantasy app. I believe the top 3 pick champions in from 1 to 3 are Duke, Arizona, and U of M in that order. I believe last I checked.
There's also a team that I'm thinking is gonna probably be like a bracket buster. Would probably be like Wisconsin.
Yeah,
Wisconsin's a sleeper team, dude.
Yeah, Wisconsin is. Again, they beat both U of M and MSU. Let's not forget that.
Hey, we beat them yesterday. So
that is true. We got our get back, but still don't sleep on Wisconsin.
Hey, no, they beat us 2 months ago. They beat us by 3. Yesterday we beat them by 3. So consider that even between us and them.
Right. But even still, I mean, just looking at the bracket, I mean, they're probably going to beat High Point for sure.
You're telling me Villanova is an 8th seed in this? Yeah. Dude, are you kidding me?
Yeah, Villanova being 8th was kind of a shocker to me, to be honest. But, wow. I mean, again, but yeah, I mean, Wisconsin's obviously going to beat High Point, and then between Arkansas and Hawaii, I mean, they still could win that game either way. But, and honestly, and Villanova will probably be the team that'll likely take on Arizona in the second round, but who knows? But, yeah, again, that's the entire bracket, but like we said, next episode will be the actual predictions.
Yeah, St. John's a good team, too.
Yeah.
They beat the fuck out of UConn.
Yeah. But anyways, with that being said, let us finally move on to what we truly came here for, and that is the National Football League. And holy fucking shit, dude, we got a lot to talk about. Holy fucking shit, we got a lot to talk about.
I'm excited.
Do we? I'm assuming we have the paper up and ready.
Yes.
Hang on. Before we get into it, should we mention the Crosby trade?
All right.
And how it got vetoed?
That is the one outside of the NFC West we will obviously mention. So in case you've been living under a literal rock.
Let Robert
Literal rock.
explain it.
News broke out, I believe, what day was this? I believe it was like Tuesday or
It
Wednesday.
was on the same day as the Miami Heat and
so it was Tuesday. So it was Tuesday. And also the fact that this happened on the same day as the Bam Adebayo game is crazy. But yes, on Tuesday, news broke that star defensive end Max Crosby from the Las Vegas Raiders would be traded to the Baltimore Ravens for the Ravens' first-round pick this year,
or Dave would be a Maryland sports
next
fan.
year. So Crosby for 2 first-rounders, 1 this year, 1 next year. That was the basic trade. Obviously, internet going crazy. Holy crap, he's going to look so good on the Ravens. And, well, ideally, he would have been. Spoiler alert. But, obviously, I know, and Robert, I will obviously give you your 5 minutes of podium time. But, obviously, I know all of us, we were all feeling a certain kind of way just about the whole trade. I mean, some of us obviously called it, whatever. And then, oh boy. And again, this whole debacle just happened in the last 24 hours from a Tuesday, basically Wednesday. So the trade gets pretty much announced. Internet's going crazy. Whatever. And then, seemingly, just, again, randomly, and of course people obviously speculated, this has got to be fake, right? News broke out from the Las Vegas Raiders' own media outlet. Like, from them themselves, that the Baltimore Ravens backed out of the trade. Obviously, everyone's confused. Wait, hold on, wait, they're backing out of getting Max Crosby? That's got to be the dumbest thing. Why would they do that? I will still use the word because, again, we don't really know because no one's actually confirmed it.
Good.
But allegedly, Max Crosby went in for a physical and completely failed that shit. Obviously, making the Baltimore Ravens front office get cold feet. And so, allegedly, because of this alleged failed physical, they said, you know what? We're taking our first 2 rounders back, and you can keep Max Crosby. And not even 24 hours later after that, I believe it was 13 hours after that news broke out, it was announced that star defensive player Trey Hendrickson from the Cincinnati Bengals would instead be signed for free, no first-round pick costs at all, so they still got their first-rounder for this and next year, and they get Trey Hendrickson. Obviously, now the entire internet is just even more spiraling out of control because now people are completely throwing shade at the Ravens front office for just... Well, I mean, if you literally see it on paper, it's either to them, get Max Crosby, but give up your first rounder for this year, next year, or get Trey Hendrickson and not risk those picks. So I guess business-wise, it was a smart decision. Morally, the only reason I'm not screaming right now is because my parents are upstairs, likely in bed. So I will not wake them up. But oh boy, do I want to scream at the Ravens. Listen, it is no secret that I have known of the Ravens fraudulently, at least on the field, because I called it way in advance, all the way from the start of this past season, that they were going to end up 8-9. They weren't really all going to be all that, and obviously, I called it. So obviously, given that shit happened that way, they got to find a way to pretty much make their team even better than they already were, again, on paper. You still got Lamar Jackson, you still got Derrick Henry, you still got all your receivers, including Zay Flowers and tight and all that shit. But anyways, you know, obviously they need to make a big splash. Going and getting Max Crosby was definitely the way to go, in my honest opinion. And again, pretty much it is no secret it is basically no secret at all that Max Crosby, this is his first full week not on crutches. Because he just had surgery, I believe, 8 weeks ago. And I actually did see this earlier when I was rewatching from the Pat McAfee show. 8 weeks ago, he got the surgery. And from that till basically the end of last week, so for 7 weeks straight on crutches, he just got off of them pretty much exactly a week ago. So, again, nothing's been officially confirmed. But regardless, this just doesn't look good on just the Ravens at all as an organization. And they are being clowned on by everybody. And rightfully fucking so. This looks shady as shit because, quite frankly, this just doesn't happen in free agency. No one just goes out and announces a trade for a massive player, whether they're offensive or defensive, and then just backs out of it to get someone arguably as good as other said player. Again, depending on your opinion, whether you're a Chiefs fan
I don't think Henderson's better than Crosby. I think Crosby's better.
Well, again, regardless of anyone's opinions, they're still two really good defensive players, obviously. Mm-hmm. But again, like I said, business-wise, I guess I understand. And listen, if you and I'm sure along with literally everyone else in the football sports world in general, the Ravens had to have obviously known about this whole situation with Crosby having surgery, again, not too long ago at all. So the fact that you still went through with this trade, pretty much you would think, with this preconceived knowledge of Max Crosby just getting surgery. Why would you go through the trade anyway if you were going to back out of it? You should have just gone for Trey Hendrickson immediately, and this whole online debacle that happened over the course of this past Tuesday, Wednesday, just simply wouldn't have happened. It's just because also this is very inconvenient for, ironically, the Ravens. Because, let's be honest, they've shot themselves in the foot now because they traded away a whole shit ton of players, including Tyler Linderbaum, ironically from the Ravens, to the Raiders. That one probably being the most key piece just on the entire team that they lost. And again, they obviously lost other people too. But Tyler Linderbaum, ironically, of the Raiders being the biggest one. You make all this room, you send all these people, for cap space obviously, to get Max Crosby, and yet you still couldn't do it. You did all that, and now, and yeah, sure, you got Trey Hendrickson, but you pretty much wasted your own time, and quite honestly, everyone else's time. But then, and this is pretty much confirmed, Max Crosby then went out of his way to basically confirm, unless something dramatically changes, that he will be part of the Las Vegas Raiders for the 26-27 season. So after all this, he goes from it's 50-50 on whether he's going to get traded or not, to it's announced he's going to get traded to the Ravens, to all of a sudden allegedly he fails a physical, so now, okay, I guess he's just staying on the Ravens. Again, this just doesn't happen. The Ravens look really shitty right now, and honestly, fuck Baltimore. And that's all I gotta say about that. Robert, the floor is officially yours. Speak your truth.
Okay, so number one, great analysis on that. I mean, you did a great job pretty much covering the whole general situation. But, so I guess initially I was pretty pissed off. And these guys know it because, well, I mean, I blew up their fucking phones quite a bit.
Oh, yeah, you did.
But, so, I mean, we were losing 2 first-round picks just like that. And, I mean, at first I wasn't really thinking, like, oh, we got Crosby back. Like, I was thinking, no, we just lost 2 first-round picks, including the 14th, which, I mean, personally, I would have used on a guy like Mekhi Lemon or maybe even offensive tackle, but that's just me. But, so, actually, now that we're on it, I should probably mention, we're going to be doing 2.0s for analysis, the different analysis stuff, because
yeah,
this completely changed a lot of shit. So,
Yeah, just NFL free agency obviously knocked a lot of shit. So pretty much, again, this week is NFC West. The next 2 weeks are the South, and then the following 2 weeks are the North. Once we get through those, we're gonna basically circle it all back around and kind of hopefully do all 8 divisions in one, or maybe like 4 and 4. I don't know, but anyways.
Sorry, Robert. Before I, you know, let you go and stuff, or continue.
Yeah.
We should probably do we should circle back around after the draft.
I agree.
Just so we can get all of our ideas.
I mean, ironically, by the time by the time we get to the NFC North, which will be the last one, I think probably that's when the draft will have already happened. I think, at least in my brain, but definitely after the draft, we're definitely gonna do those.
All right, Robert, you go.
Anyways,
we're gonna have a lot of time to go over this shit.
Oh yeah.
But
Oh yeah.
As for
Besides, players might still get traded before June 1st because apparently, from what I've been hearing, the what is it called? The Eagles are thinking of getting rid of AJ Brown post June 1st. But once again, everything's something to change.
We'll see. And when he does get traded, we will obviously let y'all know. Anyways, let's go back to Crosby.
Yep.
So, I mean, like I said, I was pretty pissed off, not only with that, but I was also freaking out thinking the Raiders were going to lose all their cap space. So we did eventually find out that they still have about 30-ish million left over. So, I mean, they're more than fine, at least for now. So that kind of gave me a little bit of relief, but, so, as far as this shit actually going down, number one, fuck Baltimore. I mean,
yeah.
I can understand not wanting to get him after the surgery and all that, and, I mean, teams can technically fail players on physicals, like, for anything, like, even if they have a fucking cough. So, I mean, legally, they were allowed to do it. Which I'll say that as a Raiders fan, but at the same time, the fact that, okay, I don't think you guys even knew this, but I read in a post, Max Crosby was in the building when the Ravens were negotiating with Hendrickson.
I heard that. I've been heard that. Yeah, the fact that he was in the building while that was happening is extremely disrespectful. Extremely disrespectful.
I mean, like
Tyler said, how the fuck do you even let that happen? Seriously, like, how do you even allow that?
I mean, his family was literally in the front office room when they did that. Like that's just a low blow to whoever in the world. Like, you don't do that. Like I don't know. I just think that's just a scummy move. And honestly, this was not even the first time that this Ravens GM has done it.
Yep.
He did this with the Eagles when they traded away Jair Alexander.
Mm-hmm.
Saying basically they scammed the Eagles with Jair Alexander, saying that he was fine to play and all that stuff, like he was healthy, all that shit, just for Jair Alexander to literally retire a few weeks later.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's just a notorious scumbag in the NFL community, and honestly, I think he's probably going to be number one in the NFL. All I know is that he said a lot of bullshit that I didn't believe for 1 second.
Because I saw some random bald white man speak at some sort of Ravens president.
That was him.
Owner or the GM.
That was him.
Oh,
that was him.
So yeah, and I watched the clip that they played on the Pat McAfee show, and he just did a whole bunch of nothing. I don't even, whatever the question allegedly was, I don't even think he answered it, to be honest, just the way he was speaking and moving. Very ironically similar to Raheem Morris, you know how he doesn't really like to straight up answer the questions he's asked. Yeah, that GM pretty much is the same thing. Like, this is sick.
And the fact that they flew him out there, like, and completely took his time away, for no fucking reason, practically. That's just bullshit.
Do the Ravens and Raiders end up playing next season?
They might.
Let me look right now.
I sincerely fucking hope they do, because
Oh.
I want Max Crosby to commit live television murder on Lamar Jackson. That's what I want.
We will see. Well, honestly, speaking on the Ravens, I mean, they lost Isaiah Likely, they lost Linderbaum, they lost. Who else did they lose in free agency?
We do not.
Shit.
Damn. That's crazy.
They lost. They lost Patrick Ricard to the Giants.
Mm-hmm.
They lost plenty of other players. Like, the Ravens just essentially just lost a lot of people. I mean, sure, they still have Mark Andrews, but that doesn't really. I mean, you lost your second tight end.
Speaking of, as pissed as I am with Baltimore, I do want to thank them a lot for trading for Crosby in the first place. For the viewers that don't know, when Crosby was traded to the Ravens, that obviously created a lot of cap space issues for Baltimore. And their starting center, Tyler Linderbaum, or as Lamar Jackson likes to call him, fucking Buffert, he decided to sign with us, the Raiders. So,
yes, sir.
You know what, Baltimore? Thank you for Buffert, cause fuck you. We got both him and Crosby, and well, you can do whatever the fuck you want with your first round picks, cause no matter what, you're still not making the Super Bowl.
Dare I say they can go 8-9 back to back?
They're not winning the division.
No, they're not.
I'm kidding.
And honestly, simply because of this shitty ass move, I do truly hope that karma hits them like a bitch and they end up last. I do truly hope that karma ends up getting them in last in the division. I can't even lie. I actually want to see the Ravens in last place.
They better not.
I actually do. Over the Bengals, over the Steelers, and dare I even say over the Browns. I want to see that now. Because this is so wrong.
There's no way the mistake on the lake is going to win the freaking division, bro. I'm picking Cincinnati if they actually get their shit together.
Right. But anyways,
final closing thoughts. Actually, I think the final note that we should go over. I mean, obviously, regardless of everything that happened, I'm still obviously under the assumption that you're still elated as fuck that Crosby is now on the team. And considering the amount of just people in general that the Raiders have now gotten.
We need to go over that.
Because we did not just get Tyler Linderbaum more. Yeah, the Raiders, again, they went on a shifting spree like I've never seen any other team go on in my life. Because the fact that they now still have Max Crosby, and now everyone else they got in free agency, and I mean everyone, and it's a shit ton of players. Like, it's a long-ass list. The fact... Listen, Raiders might actually be like a double-digit win team. Straight up.
They're scaring me.
Shut up.
Okay, so here's what the players...
The team looks...
So here's the players that the Raiders got. They got, of course, Linderbaum.
Mm-hmm.
They signed the Kobe Dean, Quay Walker, They re-signed Malcolm Kuntz, who was actually solid. Kwity Paye, my boy, former Michigan Wolverine, Kwity Paye. Let's go. Eric Stokes, Jalen Naylor from the Vikings, Matt Gay, a reliable kicker.
Very reliable.
And I want to say that was about it. But that was a lot of upgrades. And not to mention, they got Crosby back.
Yeah.
So you have Crosby and Paye.
And they still got one of the most electric running backs in the league in the form of Ashton Genty. And on top of the fact that they're going to draft Fernando Mendoza in the first
round. Yes.
And we still have
So you include Genty and Mendoza in that lineup with Crosby and all those free agents, including Linderbaum. That's a fucking team that could contend very well.
I mean, dude, this is the same team that had Geno Smith as their quarterback, and then they lost Robert Spillane.
Shout out to the Jets, by the way. Shout out to the Jets for getting Geno back.
Oh shit, that's right, they traded him. Yeah, that's right.
No, the fact that we got a draft pick out of that is fucking crazy.
W.
I don't think we got a 6th-round pick. The fact we got any type of value out of that is insane.
It's a win.
But I mean, you look at this Raiders team, literally on the paper. This is a fucking team. This is
honestly, they could do anything in the draft, and I would still call them an off-season winner. They are off-season winner number one.
You know how the Chicago Bears are constantly dubbed the off-season champions. Well, guess what? Not this year, bitch. That goes to the fucking
Not this year.
Not the
The
Bears.
Bears lost a lot of players.
The Bears are not the off-season champions.
But we'll get to that.
The Bears suck.
We'll get to that when we get to the NFC North.
And
But,
Raiders.
but yeah.
Tennessee Titans too. They made a lot of solid pickups too.
They did.
Titans definitely did as well.
They did.
I think, yeah, but yeah. Anyways, we just wanted to bring up the Crosby shit because that obviously was the talk of the town for the last few days.
God,
But yeah,
that Raiders team, that offense is already looking way better though. That's the crazy thing.
We're gonna hopefully pull up the
Defense got
sheet,
better,
obviously,
too.
for the NFC West.
shit.
I believe we are. Oh, you got it? Okay.
Mhm. Yeah. All right.
So, I think it's only fair to start with the Arizona Cardinals since they were obviously last in the division.
Yeah. So, obviously, I mean, they went 3-14. I mean, they were dog ass fucking shit.
Dog ass.
They won,
Dog ass.
Well, they went 2-0 in the beginning of the season, and then
Mhm.
they just completely imploded from there on out.
Yeah.
So overall, I mean, they cleaned house with their front office. I mean, the main firing was their head coach Jonathan Gannon. And
Gannon.
frankly, I was not surprised. And frankly, I never
Mhm.
thought he was a good head coach. Like, I mean, his first couple of years were solid, but then
His first quote was, "You got fire in your gut." Yeah, that guy.
yeah.
Yeah, I can't tell if the fire in your gut is from Taco Bell or it's from motivation. It's probably the Taco Bell.
Either way, bye Gannon. Bye.
Yeah, see ya.
Bye. So I mean.
Anyways, moving on.
They decided to hire former Rams offensive coordinator Mike LaFleur, which the last name might sound very familiar.
Matt LaFleur from the Packers.
Yeah. They
They
also
are
have offensive coordinator Nathaniel Hackett, who was the former Packers assistant, Jets offensive coordinator, Broncos head coach. He has a whole resume on his list.
Oh, Nathaniel Hackett's pretty notorious, let's just say, in the NFL.
Oh, yes.
Broncos.
Oh, yes. And
The Broncos times with Nathaniel Hackett needs to be studied, bro.
He actually needs to.
Anyways, moving on.
Nicholas John Rallis, who was the former assistant coach for the Vikings and Eagles. So, I mean, we'll see how that goes. And as for the hot seat, I decided to put their general manager, Monty Ossenfort. Surprisingly, he was fired.
Well, we'll see.
I mean,
We'll see.
like, here, hang on.
He has
Sorry.
some solid draft picks, I think.
Mhm.
But at the same time, I mean,
I'm
the team
just-
hasn't been successful the last few years.
Yeah. I mean, who can forget 2021 when they made it all the way to the postseason? They haven't
Hang on. Robert, can you do something for me real quick? Can you when was he first hired?
Let me look.
Because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to go through his draft history.
2023.
Okay, alright, so let me go to the 2023 draft real quick.
13, I can't remember what the record was last year, and then, yeah, this year, I mean, just not good.
Okay, so 2023 draft, he drafted Paris Johnson in the first round. He hasn't really panned out. Who else did they select in here as well? BJ Olujari didn't really pan out either. And then as far, Garrett Williams doesn't matter. Anyway, let's move up to 2024.
Marvin Harrison Jr.
He's been okay. I don't know.
James
Robinson.
He was projected to be the best receiver in the class.
Yeah.
Or one of the
No, I know. I'm just saying. Max Melton, not great either. I mean, honestly, his draft history, he's just been kind of like not great at all. I'm not lying. I mean, it's just been not great. 2025, even their first round pick this year, they took who did they take? Walter Nolan, and Nolan was kind of just I don't know, non-existent.
Yeah.
He was just there.
I mean,
He was just
last year they had Will Johnson. I mean, that was a good pickup, I thought. But besides
Will Johnson was a steal because first of all, he should have never fell that far deep.
yeah,
Because I knew damn well how me, Boban, or all of us in this call right now, including the other guys, knew how good Will Johnson was. He was undoubtedly the best corner of that 2023 Michigan team, and literally, he was pretty much like one of the best players on our defense in 2024. The fact that he went into the second round was insane.
He was our pick 6 god.
yep.
He was smart. He had a high football IQ. He had great instincts. He was the best player on the board. So the Cardinals would have been a fool to not take him there.
Which they
But
did.
anyway, but other than Will Johnson, I mean, he hasn't really done much in terms of drafting well.
Drafting. Yeah, so Mr. GM, watch your fucking ass. Literally, it might be set on fire. Anyways, moving on.
So
That's a one-liner.
let's get into their draft picks a little bit. So, as for
Yes.
position needs, I put in wide receiver as their main concern, and O-line. I mean, you could go either way. I'm also putting a defensive end, cornerbacks, like secondary at the very least, and maybe even possibly a quarterback in a late round pick.
Because, again, the QB room for Arizona is Jacoby Brissett and Gardner Minshew. Again, not the worst QB room in the league, but
A bunch of
could maybe get a late one.
bunch of
Wow.
And,
Bunch of unks.
and these guys in the call already know my opinion on Gardner Minshew. I'm not going to get into that today, but I mean, it's just like
I remember when I said Minshew was a really solid
we all know
quarterback.
how we feel
Jesus
about
Christ, I
Jacoby
take that shit
Brissett,
back.
though.
oh yeah,
Jacoby's cool, though. Jacoby's fine.
yes.
Again, who they actually start as of week 1?
Brissett's the best
Honestly,
backup
I don't
quarterback.
I don't really think you could go wrong with either Jacoby or Gardner. I guess it just depends on who the again, it just depends.
Brissett's better. Brissett's better by like a long shot. Brissett's the best backup quarterback in the NFL.
I mean,
and it's
again,
not
if
even
you
close.
statistically, he was quite a very underrated quarterback this past season. So
He really was underrated. The only problem with him is that he just yeah.
And then you got Minshew Mania, which we all know his time at the Raiders was questionable to say the least.
Goddamn, I take that shit back. Me saying that he's a solid quarterback, that motherfucker didn't do shit.
Tried warning y'all.
Except beating the
questionable.
Ravens. Except beating the Ravens.
Yeah.
We
Fun
should have
fact.
started
But anyways, if they do get quarterback, it'll probably be a late rounder. But anyways, Rob, who do you got for them drafting in the actual draft?
So, right now they have the third pick. I have them going either wide receiver or offensive lineman.
I think this is the best player available
Yeah.
position,
I mean,
in my opinion, because
defensive
they have
I mean, but
they really have like their need is anything and everything. Like they could literally go best player available. Like they can go edge rusher. They can go Ruben Bain. They can go maybe linebacker if Arvell Reese is somehow not taken by the Jets, and the Jets go somewhere else with that pick. They can go Arvell Reese. They can go. I mean, there are so many players in this draft class that it's like they have so many options. It's almost dumb that they wouldn't take a top player available here.
Yeah.
And also, what they could do is trade back if they really want to. Because there's a lot of players in this draft class that the Cardinals could do. I mean, being at 3, I mean, if a team is really wanting to trade up, they could realistically trade back.
yeah.
We saw it with the Browns last year with the Jags. That's the only reason the Jags got Travis Etienne. Or, sorry, no. Yes.
Travis Hunter.
Yeah.
Ironically, Etienne's last name is not Etienne. It's apparently Etienne.
But I mean,
I don't know why it's Etienne. It's stupid shit.
Wait, sorry, what was that?
Travis Etienne's last name is apparently it's not you don't pronounce it Etienne. It's apparently Achan. I'm not bullshitting. He literally said it on an interview. Like Achan, like Devon Achan or Achan.
Okay, well,
it's
whatever.
it's Achan. Yeah, it's dumb shit. It's dumb. It's so stupid.
We're still calling him Etienne.
I'm calling him Etienne. I'm sorry.
But anyways,
I'm not calling him fucking H-N. That's
but
stupid.
I mean, again, like I said, we saw the move with Travis Hunter with the Jags and the Browns. But if I were the Cardinals, I would probably just keep the pick. I just probably would. Anyways, that's their first round pick. What about the? Do you have anything for the other picks outside of the first round?
Only one I do have is a second round. I just said if like whatever one they get with the third pick, they'll get the other position in the second. So like if they get wide receiver first, like probably O-line.
Then O-line and vice versa.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. Get a receiver that can do it with Marvin Harrison Jr. and obviously get, whether it's Brissett or Minshew, get them some damn protection, obviously.
They could also draft a quarterback in the later rounds if they really want to.
Yeah, which is what I just mentioned earlier. Again, who that could be, who fucking knows. Anyways, moving on past the draft.
Alright,
so some of their 25 season stats, there's some very interesting ones here. So they were 23rd in points per game, which is not good. But they were 7th in passing yards.
Bottom half.
34.
Oh, 7. Wait. You said 7th in passing yards per game?
Yes.
That's good though.
I mean, I honestly, again, because I alluded to it earlier, I attribute that to the statistically good season that Jacoby Brissett had. I attribute it to what Jacoby did for the Cardinals. That's probably why they are that.
Honestly,
the average for the whole season, like that includes Kyler Murray's stuff too.
That's insane.
But yes,
that's still an insane stat.
Yeah, 7th. That's crazy. All right. Anyways, moving on.
They were 31st in running yards per game, which I mean that's kind of the opposite. 20th in total touchdowns, 18th in yards per pass, 14th for turnovers per game. Then for their defensive, they were consistently dog shit. They allowed, they were 29th in points allowed per game, 24th in passing yards allowed per game, 25th in running yards allowed per game, 28th in offensive touchdowns allowed, 28th in total sacks, and 19th in takeaways. So
long story short, somewhat respectable offense, complete dog shit defense.
That's literally all offense, no defense. And then the offense wasn't even like top tier at all, so I couldn't even say it's like
outside of the passing shit that Jacoby and I guess Kyler did. But anyways, moving on.
So they did gain and lose a few players. I'll just go over some of the notable ones.
Yeah.
As far as free agency goes, they lost Jonah Williams, Jalen Johnson, and Calais Campbell, who I thought were the most notable ones.
Calais Campbell's old though. He's more like a mentor.
Kyler Murray, which
expected. That was expected.
Oh yeah, but seeing it as like a first round pick, I mean, it's kind of crazy to think about.
It is crazy.
You want what's funny? This man was taking over Nick Bosa.
Yep.
Don't forget.
Anyways,
should have went to MLB, bro.
Obviously they did sign a couple players. Gardner Minshew, like we mentioned. Tyler Algier from the Falcons.
Great pickup, by the way. Even though it sucks that he's not in Atlanta, that's a great pickup.
Absolutely amazing pickup.
Well, the thing is that the Falcons were running a 2 running back system like Detroit did. Algier was basically running back 1 on many other NFL teams. Of course, besides the Lions, but
yeah.
And
that was expected.
Speaking of the Lions, they also picked up our former defensive lineman Roy Lopez.
Well, miss you. Actually, he came from.
They bought back
the Cardinals before he went to Detroit. He's going back to the Cardinals.
Oh, hey, speaking of Detroit, also we also got back our boy Mr. Teddy Bridgewater.
So we'll get to that later.
Yeah.
They also got Kendrick Bourne, wide receiver, a 2-year, $10 million deal.
I mean, he's solid.
Yeah,
he's a solid wide receiver.
He's alright.
I guess the biggest signing was offensive guard Isaac Sumalo, 3 years.
That was a huge one because they need offensive line help bad. Yeah. Sumalo was one of the best guards on the market, and they got one.
Solid pickup. So as far as their upcoming schedule, I mean, obviously the week by week isn't released, but so of course they're gonna be playing the 49ers, Rams, and Seahawks both at home and away.
Yeah.
Dear God.
So I guess I'll go over the rest of the home games first. They got the Eagles, Commanders, the Lions, Broncos, Raiders, and the Jets. And then away, they're going to be playing against the Cowboys, Giants, Saints, Chiefs, and Chargers.
Yeesh.
So
That
All
sounds
right,
like
and now for the ceiling, floor, and ultimate record.
okay, so the floor is 0-17. I'm gonna be real.
It's kind of obvious.
I mean, I wouldn't
Yeah.
be surprised if they didn't win a single game, realistically.
Yeah.
Their
Yeah.
ceiling, though, like games that, I mean, all the games that they could possibly win. I have them going 13-4 for the ceiling.
Yeah.
Cool.
But
But ultimately,
Is it gonna happen? No.
overall
Fuck no.
prediction, I'm probably gonna change this in the 2.0. I mean, we'll see after the draft. Right now I have
Yeah.
them going 6-11.
That's fair. That's
Nice.
valid.
Like that.
I'd probably go a little lower, so like maybe like 4 wins, maybe 5 wins, but
I'm giving
Yeah.
them a little
So-
hope.
yeah, six.
yeah, dude. Arizona fans have not had hope since Larry Fitzgerald retired.
Amen.
Hey, the only thing Arizona's got going for them is that they may win March
Hall of
Madness.
Fame, though. They should be happy about that at least.
Oh yeah, but yeah, it kind of wasted his career, unfortunately.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways, that is the.
That's pretty much it for the Cardinals. Should we move on to the Rams or the 49ers?
Let's go 49ers then, Rams, and then Seattle.
Rams for last. The
49ers to third. Yeah.
We go from bottom to top.
yeah.
Or yeah, because I'm pretty sure 49ers were. Yeah, I remember because the Rams were the 5 seed and the Niners were the 6 seed. Yeah, I remember.
Okay.
There we go.
But yeah, anyways, the Cardinals obviously were last place in the division for the NFC West. Moving on to who took third place, the San Francisco 49ers. Obviously, they were injury riddled as fuck and ended up losing in the first round in the wild card to the Philadelphia Eagles. But yes.
Okay, so yeah, like you said, I mean 12-5. They somehow, some fucking miracle, did beat the Eagles and ultimately got pummeled by the Seahawks. I mean,
Doesn't help that Kelsey got injured, or sorry, not Kelsey, Kittle got injured
Yeah.
in Eagles game.
Yeah, he's gonna miss like
Yeah.
As soon as he got injured in that game, I knew they were fucked in Seattle. I knew they were fucked.
Yeah. And again, and this is just a testament that the Eagles are frauds. The fact that they lost to the Niners third stringers is crazy. But
Literally.
anyways, that's a conversation for another day.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
So, I mean, as far as staff goes, they didn't really lose many people, although I guess the biggest loss was their defensive coordinator, Robert Saleh, who became the head coach for the Titans.
That one was kind of coming. It was expected.
But fortunately for them, they got a very, very interesting replacement as their defensive coordinator. Tyler, do you want to go ahead?
The reins are all yours, buddy boy.
And again, it is truly a testament to how this man's finding a job in the league. But in case you don't know, obviously the news was broken, I believe. I don't know if it was during the postseason. But anyways, obviously, as we all know, Raheem Morris, the lovely Raheem Morris, and lovely, I mean, I fucking hate that son of a bitch. He obviously was fired as the head coach of the Atlanta Falcons and has somehow convinced the 49ers that he knows how to coach a defense.
Here's my big.
So next year when we do this outlook again and we go over the stats for the defense for the Niners, do not be surprised when they are all in the bottom 5. All stats. All of it.
Whoa.
Do not be
You
I
gonna-
wouldn't go there.
you gonna see-
You didn't hear the rest of my shit yet.
By the way, or what?
Oh shit!
You didn't hear the rest of my shit yet.
Go for it.
So, I mean, as a side note, they did also hire former Vikings general manager Kwesi Adofo-Mensah. I think he's.
Oh
like,
god, no, dude, that guy's
I
terrible.
think he's like
Yeah.
an assistant for team personnel or something like that.
Dude, he's terrible. Vikings fans can vouch for that.
Yeah.
The same dude who literally who drafted JJ McCarthy, even though I love JJ. I'm sorry. JJ McCarthy have not been doing shit.
Anyways, the
He was at the Big Ten
Niners
Championship today.
the Niners not only lost
Shit,
Robert
yeah,
Saleh,
no.
but they gained the dumbass Vikings GM and of course Raheem Morris.
Yeah, it's your favorite.
Yeah.
Your favorite
I
black man.
sincerely hope the Niners get last in the division because fuck Raheem. Truly, I hope, but
Your favorite ball fuck.
that ball fuck. All right. Anyways, moving on.
So while I'm at it, I guess I'll go over their stats real quick from this past year. So, as far as offense goes, they were 10th in points per game, 5th in passing yards per game, 24th in rushing yards per game, 9th in overall touchdowns, 11th in yards per pass, and 13th for turnovers per game, which I mean pretty solid. But,
yeah, pretty good.
Defensive though, they were okay, but I mean injuries did not help. They were 13th in points allowed per game, 25th in passing yards allowed per game, 11th in running yards allowed per game, 20th in touchdowns allowed overall.
Fuck.
They were 32nd with total sacks.
That's not good, dude.
Yeah,
that is not good.
They were also 23rd in takeaways, so they weren't really getting that many interceptions or fumbles either. So I mean, their defense could probably use some stuff, which I guess I should probably get into the okay.
Well,
how do I?
Well, it doesn't help that freaking Fred Warner and fucking Nick Bosa had season-ending injuries in the same fucking season. Doesn't help.
They're coming back.
Bosa and Warner being out that year was not helping. Yeah. But anyways,
Yep.
those were the stats. Let's talk about the draft and their needs and their picks.
Well, before we get to that, I wanted to go over some of the player moves they made real quick.
Oh, yes.
Number one, they cut Brandon Ayuk.
Expected.
Finally.
Yeah, that fucker needed to go. But
yeah, you
it's okay. It's actually okay because they decided to go out and get one of the most consistent fucking wide receivers we've ever seen in our lifetimes, Mike fucking Evans.
That was a big one.
Crazy that he's not in the Bucs. It literally, like I saw the damn poster and I'm like, him not being a Buck just doesn't make sense to me.
Oh,
Crazy.
Insane. I mean,
but anyways, that honestly is just a testament to how trash Todd Bowles is as a head coach. That just shows you.
He needs to go.
Todd Bowles is he wasn't the catalyst at all for.
Now is he again not to be on a dead horse, but is he as bad as Raheem Morris? Up for debate, no. But Todd Bowles is still pretty garbage.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. Anyways, we'll get to NFC South 2 weeks from now. But anyways, back to the players. But yeah, Mike Evans, obviously huge, fucking huge. I mean, he's clearly wide receiver 1. It has to be. Like, I don't think
I'm even crazy for saying he's the most consistent wide receiver in the NFL.
Absolutely, he is.
Okay.
Absolutely, he is. All right.
But anyway. Consistency is the only reason why he's still in the NFL, literally.
Exactly.
So as far as signings they had, they brought back Dre Greenlaw for a 1-year deal. He played for the Broncos this past year, and
that was big, dude.
Yeah.
They signed offensive tackle Venetian Lowe to a 2-year, $12 million contract, which is pretty solid. Jake Tongs, he resigned for 2 years. Kicker Eddie Pinheiro, he signed a 4-year contract, which, I mean, that's very solid to me. I think it was like, $17.5 million, something like that?
Think so.
I don't know.
Around there.
It was between 15 and 20, but, I mean, very solid signing in my opinion. So, as far as the draft goes, the position needs, number one, I Well, originally I was thinking offensive line, but at this point, looking at those stats, I'm thinking they need either a defensive tackle or an edge rusher the most.
Yeah. I mean, especially
This
if
is
they're getting those cursed injury team of all time, they honestly need to draft all the people they can get on defense. Truly.
for me, like the two things that I think that the 49ers need to address is definitely offensive tackle for sure.
Yes.
Because Trent Williams
Leaving.
and from what I've been seeing, he might be getting traded. But that's just rumors, of course. Everything's allegedly.
He might be leaving.
So they need to get a tackle. And then as far as an edge rusher or a wide receiver, because honestly they got rid of Ayuk, which is a big one. They've had Debo Samuel's been gone for like 2 years now, so
They might
they
lose
need to find something. I mean, I think the biggest needs are easily tackle, edge rusher, and then a wide receiver. I think. But I think I'd go wide receiver more than edge rusher because I think they're fine without, another edge rusher. Because, I mean, freaking Fred Warner and Nick Bosa are like your defense right there. Nick Bosa is like a one-man wrecking crew. So, I think you're kind of fine there. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I think...
The one thing about Nick Bosa is that he just can't stay healthy. That's the big issue.
On the field, he's a top edge rusher in the NFL.
He's a fucking
There's
monster.
no doubt about it.
Love the guy, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not just him that doesn't stay healthy. I just honestly feel like the whole Niners team can't stay healthy. Brock Purdy can't stay healthy. George Kittle can't stay healthy. Christian McCaffrey can't stay healthy. Nick Bosa can't stay healthy. Almost all the players on the damn team can't stay healthy, bro.
And well, obviously, and obviously, the tinfoil hat people want to attribute that to the fucking electrical substation that's not too far outside their stadium. But
I might as well put a fucking tinfoil hat on too, because I believe that shit.
I mean, tinfoil hat. No, but I mean, it is no coincidence. I will say that. It is no coincidence. But will they actually do will they actually do anything about that substation? I don't.
Side note, real quick. I heard that when they first moved into that stadium, Levi's Stadium, there used to be like a whole bunch of trees right by the substation, and apparently, within a couple of years, they all died.
Really?
Yes.
Well, if they're killing plant life, then NFL injuries certainly have to be a correlation.
It's cursed ground, my guy. It's cursed ground.
Was being built or when the substation was being built, but either way, I mean, those trees fucking died.
Well, if that tells you anything, put your tinfoil hats on for that. Anyways, moving on to their picks in the draft.
Yeah, so they have 6 draft picks right now. They have a first, a second, and they have 4 fourth-round picks.
Damn.
So as far as the first rounder, they have the 27th pick, by the way. Personally, I mean, the way this is going, I'm thinking either edge rusher or wide receiver.
Yeah. I mean, wide receiver is debatable at this point because you've still got Mike Evans that you just signed. But I mean,
shit, that's right there.
Definitely. But I agree on edge though.
They only have Mike Evans.
Yeah.
But yeah, also that, yes.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, Pearsall, he's complicated. But yes, they still got Pearsall. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyways, but yes, edge I definitely agree with though. For sure. For fucking sure.
Then, as far as their second round pick, they have pick number 58. I mean, I just think they're gonna go some sort of lineman, offensive or defensive.
Probably defensive, but yes.
But yeah, as far as the fourth round picks, I mean, they can do whatever with that.
Yeah.
So, I guess I'll go over their upcoming opponents. So, I mean, of course, they're playing the Rams, Seahawks, and Cardinals twice. But as far as the other home games, they're playing against the Eagles, Commanders, Vikings, Broncos, Raiders, and Dolphins. And by the way, I might go to that one against the Raiders just to see what might go down. And for the away games, they're going against the Cowboys, Giants, Falcons, Chiefs, and Chargers. So I have their floor right now at 7-10, ceiling at 14-3, and my personal prediction is 11-6.
I think it's a pretty generalized prediction. I have no real complaints. Again, considering the injuries that they had and the bullshit devil magic that they had, I honestly believe they should have gone 8-9 just like the Ravens did. But that's just my opinion. If they can stay healthy, then I think 11-6 is obviously pretty passable. Dare I say, maybe even higher than that. But again, they just got to stay the fuck healthy. I'm truly for them. I want them to have the healthiest season ever because last season was a thing. It was certainly a thing. But please, for the love of God, stay healthy. But if all else goes to plan health wise, then I think 11-6 is more than passable for the Niners.
Yeah, for sure.
Hell yeah.
Could be.
Alright.
But yeah.
So, moving on to the Rams.
Yes, the Los Angeles Rams, who, as we all know, got second place in the division, went on to go all the way to the NFC Championship game where they inevitably lost to the Seattle Seahawks.
They did. Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
So,
But yeah.
As far as coaches, number one, Sean McVay and GM Les Snead, they both got extended contracts, which I mean, good for them. They both deserve
Yeah.
it. But
Yeah.
as far as hirings and firings, they fired their special teams coordinator, Chauncey Blackburn. I mean, it makes complete sense. They were just complete ass on special teams this year. But
Yeah.
on the bright side, they were able to hire special teams coordinator Bubba Ventrone, who apparently he was a former Browns assistant head coach and special teams coordinator. So I mean, he has experience already. So we'll see how that goes. So as far as their past stats, offensively, they were first in points per game, first in passing yards per game, 7th in rushing yards per game, first in total touchdowns, first in yards per pass, and 25th in turnovers per game. So very good.
Very fucking good.
But as far as defensive, I mean, they were still very solid too. I mean, they were 10th in points allowed, 19th in passing yards allowed, 12th in rushing yards allowed, 8th in total touchdowns allowed, 7th in total sacks, and 5th in takeaways.
Yeah, so like a very solid defense. Or I would say more than solid. I would say
Defense definitely did not let up. That is definitely for sure.
Mm-hmm. So as far as like players gain and loss, well, a couple players did announce their retirements. Offensive tackle Rob Havenstein. Sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong.
Yeah, it's Havenstein. It's Havenstein.
All right.
Yeah,
I think.
And then wide receiver Robert Woods. He also announced his retirement, but now he's a part of the coaching staff, so he's still part of the
Yeah. Good for him. Good for him. I always liked Robert Woods.
Skipper, bro.
I always thought he was a very respectable receiver.
Hell yeah.
I've always liked Robert Woods. I've always liked him.
Yeah, he's cool.
I wish Skipper never left us, man. I mean, at least he's still part of the coaching staff, but nothing will beat him because he was a great
Skipper
player.
never left us, bro. He never left us.
He'll always be a lion, bro.
If you know what I mean, you know what I mean.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, here's my biggest question for you guys. I mean, he hasn't retired, but where do you guys think Decker's gonna go? Taylor Decker.
Honestly, his name is still in free agency. There's still a lot of free agents in free agency, which
Yeah,
you need to keep an eye on.
we will get to the NFC North in 4 weeks.
After.
So we will get there. We will get there.
Yep.
Anyways, back to the Rams.
So I mean, the Rams did make quite a few.
Duffy.
They traded their 29th pick that they had.
They got Walker.
5th round pick, a 6th round pick, and
No, not the Chiefs. The Chiefs got Walker.
pick for
And the Rams.
McDuffie.
I can't believe
Yeah.
that.
And
Fuck,
on top of
dude,
that,
that's
they signed
crazy.
him for, I think, 3 years and a whole bag.
Yeah, literally.
So I
3
mean,
years and a whole
they're
bag.
investing a lot in McDuffie, so we'll see how that goes. I mean, they definitely need secondary, so yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
solid signing. So as far as other players, they got Jalen Watson, another one from the Chiefs, 3-year deal. They re-signed Quentin Lake to a 3-year extension. Cam Curl got a 3-year deal. Tyler Higbee, he got a 2-year deal. So I mean, they're keeping a lot of their key assets and obviously rebuilding their defense. So seems like the Rams are going in the right place. So as far
At least the Lions made some good picks for the past few weeks. I mean, we finally got a lineman from Carolina, and we got a pretty good running back who people say that's going to be Sonic and Shadow now.
Oh,
Yeah,
and
we'll
like
get
we
to
said,
that.
we will get to the NFC North in 4 weeks' time. We will get there.
Yeah, we'll get that later.
For sure.
Yeah.
So as far as the Rams draft picks, they have 8 picks overall. They have the 13th pick from the Falcons. They would have had 8 picks if they kept that 29th, but
Well,
more.
Well, that kind of brings another question. Or the thing is, ever since, besides 2020, what, 3? Or was it 2024?
Yeah. And y'all can look up the stats.
It was
but
2024.
They traded
Anyway,
every single one of their first round picks for like damn near 8-9 years straight, besides the one
Literally.
they did. So
Literally, the
it's
Rams,
like this is literally routine for the Rams. This is literally routine for the Rams.
and usually when they're on their first round picks, they usually hit.
Yeah.
I mean, they hit on verse.
So clearly they got a method and a system that's working, and they probably should keep using that, obviously.
Yeah.
But yes, they indeed got the 13th overall pick, obviously from the Atlanta Falcons. But what are we thinking for draft? What are their needs, and who do they think they might get?
Okay, so my top 5 needs as far as positions. So the biggest need that I think they need is offensive line.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like they're doing terrible or anything, but I just think they're getting a little older overall, and I just think they need pieces to
Just
develop.
Well, I mean, your right tackle
get an
literally
insurance
retired.
policy. Get an insurance policy for sure. Yeah.
So
Besides, Stafford's getting older. You want to have better offensive for protection there for him.
Yeah.
So with that said, with the 13th pick, I'm going with an offensive lineman, probably a tackle most likely. But as far as the other position needs, well, obviously Tyler Higbee re-signed, but at the same time, I still think they're gonna probably want another tight end just to have one.
Yeah.
Actually,
get a backup one to Higbee. Honestly, yeah.
Actually, from what I've been seeing, so from like social media posts and everything, people are thinking that the Rams are gonna take a cornerback at 13.
Corner?
Like someone like Jermod McCoy or what's his name? Trying to think. Jermod McCoy, Avion Terrell type of player. Which that's what I've been seeing. Like people are thinking that they need another cornerback to pair up with Trent McDuffie, which honestly I don't mind that, but I almost think there's kind of bigger needs, like maybe like an edge rusher or a wide receiver or something, because Devontae Adams is getting older.
I did put cornerback in my list as well, and I also put linebacker, and this one might be a little controversial. I'm thinking maybe, allegedly, maybe
Yes.
they could draft a quarterback in a late round.
If we're literally talking, not to be cringe, the 6th or 7th rounds, realistically, I mean, again, at one point before this past season, there was at one point everyone was convinced that Matt Stafford was almost going to be damn near paralyzed because of the issues he was having with his back. And he went all the way to the NFC Championship in the end. That being said, he obviously is getting older, and as far as I'm aware, there is no set QB2 that I can think of off the top of my head that is currently on the Rams roster. So I legitimately could see a QB getting drafted in probably day 3 of the draft. I do see that, truly. So I don't think it's completely out of the question. Again, Stafford's great, obviously. Definitely top 10 QB in the league right now. But age is obviously a thing, as we are all humans. So I think QB should definitely be on their list for the last couple rounds for sure.
I mean, the last few rounds usually are depth pieces, or usually they're used for depth. And there's sometimes where you get lucky and you hit big, as the Raiders with Crosby, the Patriots with Tom Brady. I mean, shit happens. So who knows? I mean, they might. I'm not saying they're going to get as lucky. You get someone who's the greatest of all time, but you can have a solid quarterback in the 5th round, maybe 6th round. I mean, there's so many players in this draft class that fall under the radar, and you have to try to find them. I mean, as I said, shit happens. So
yeah.
All right. Anyways, that is Rams.
Before I continue, I want to apologize to the viewer in the chat. I'm so sorry. We haven't been able to see chat at all, and I'm just now opening it.
My computer's not even on right now. So
let me just free fire all of these real quick. Thoughts on Miami of Ohio? I mean, we all agreed that they were chokers, big time.
I just think they're overrated.
One loss.
Big Bucks fan. I mean, it is a huge loss losing Mike. I feel bad for Bucks fans, genuinely.
Yeah.
As far as Alex Anzalone, I think you guys got a solid pickup.
I had a gut feeling you were going to bring him up next, by the way. Swear to God.
He was asking about him in the comments. He said, "I know y'all."
And like previously mentioned, NFC South will be covered in 2 weeks' time, so we will definitely get to Anzalone and where he stands on the Bucks.
Y'all are you guys are gonna like Anzalone. I can tell you guys that straight up.
Oh yeah, he's gonna do wonders for your ass. He's got the prettiest hair, and he's nasty on the fucking field.
Hey, dude, there's a reason why we gave him a nickname here in Detroit. We named him Thor. The dude was a really good player for us. You guys will love him, but
not here, bro.
Yeah.
But I mean, Mike Evans was basically one of your cornerstone pieces for your Super Bowl, and honestly has been with you guys ever since, Jameis Winston was your starting quarterback. I mean, he's been there for years, and he's been your consistent wide receiver 1. So, but on the bright side, at least you guys got a ring with him. So now it's just a new era for you guys. So yeah,
it is a whole new era.
So
A whole new era for a bunch of teams, actually.
Todd Bowles is not. He's not a great coach at all. I swear, he's been super inconsistent.
Todd Bowles is fucking garbage. Anyway.
He's so inconsistent. There's sometimes where I think he's the best coach, or sometimes a top coach in the league, and then there's sometimes where he's just completely terrible at his job, and he doesn't know the difference between a Tampa 2 defense and a cover 3.
He's just inconsistent, man. He just is.
I know, it's so infuriating to watch. Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway.
So, well, from here on out, I'm gonna keep the chat on, and for the future streams.
Yeah, that's my bad. That's our bad.
So we will fix
How long is
the
stream been? 2 hours?
As far as the Rams go, let's get into their opponents for next year. So obviously they're going against the 49ers, Seahawks, and the Cardinals twice, both home and away.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as the rest of the home games, they're going against the Cowboys, Giants, Packers, Chiefs. That should be interesting now. Chargers and Bills. And then with the away games, they have the Eagles. That'll be a good one. Commanders, Buccaneers, Broncos, and the Raiders. We're gonna get killed.
I don't know about the Raiders getting killed, dude. I think you guys are.
I don't know about killed. It'll be competitive.
Did you not see the Rams this past year, bro? I mean, we are done for. They're keeping.
We'll see.
You guys are not that bad. You guys got way better than this off season, bro. You guys are fine.
All right. Anyways, floor, ceiling, pick.
No, I know how good Jerry versus. I know. I'm just trying to keep your hopes up.
All right, floor, ceiling, pick.
I'm a Raiders fan. I already accepted my fate. But
fair enough.
All right.
I can't tell.
He's got a tattoo of the Raiders logo.
Don't worry, I'll get mine.
Alright.
So-
Anyway.
I'll get my Lions logo.
I'm getting the Lions at some point too, but
Mhm.
so I have the Rams floor at 6-11 right now, and that was before free agency and everything. Like all of these were, so
Mhm.
I mean, like I said, that'll probably change, but their ceiling is 15-2, so I mean that kind of makes up for it.
Yeah, I agree.
But
I agree with that one.
overall, my prediction for them is 12-5.
I like that one. Yeah, I like that a lot.
Yeah, it's on.
That's a very solid one. I actually like that.
Yeah, very, very LA Rams-esque record. No complaints.
Either way, they're making playoffs.
Mhm,
Yeah.
yeah. And possibly winning their division.
Oh yeah.
So I guess that leads us to our last team, the Seahawks.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are
The
on
Super
to the
Bowl
final
champions.
team.
Yeah,
We are on to the final team, and yes, they are the champions. All right, they
The
are your
defending
reigning
champions.
and defending Super Bowl champions. We're talking about the Seattle Seahawks. They
The
went
12th man of the
14-3.
NFL.
Yeah. They won the division in convincing fashion, obviously, and smoked through everyone possible, including the New England Patriots. Shout out to them winning the Super Bowl against those frauds. But yeah, they're your Super Bowl champs, and that's it. That's pretty much it.
And before I get into this, can I just say the NFC Championship was the Super Bowl.
Agreed.
Oh yeah. Yeah. If we really had it our way, the Rams Seahawks game was definitely the Super Bowl, not the Seahawks Patriots game.
Yes.
Absolutely not.
Well, you have to remember they're still part of the same division. So I mean,
Yeah. Well.
And
I understand that.
It's so great. That's what I love.
kind of wish. I kind of wish.
Hey, you know what will be the greatest day in the world of football is when the AFC Championship is comprised of teams that are not the Patriots or the Chiefs. Because we still need that.
The last time it wasn't
The Chiefs are still going to be playoff contenders next season for sure. This coming season for sure, no doubt about it.
It depends on how healthy Mahomes and the rest of the team is.
Yeah.
I mean, you know Walker now. I mean, they're probably going to Walker's going to be a fucking stud with KC.
Honestly, I don't know. Honestly, I mean, Jeff Walker's a great player.
Again.
Travis Kelce come back, like, dude.
Travis Kelce ain't gonna do shit. He's old as fuck. I can't even lie.
Yeah, they've re-signed for 1 more year.
He should worry about getting married to Taylor Swift. That's what fuck he needs to worry about. Fuck.
No.
Yeah.
Apparently Taylor Swift convinced him to come back.
Well, honestly, it's only one.
So Taylor Swift is part of the front office in Kansas City? Is that what we're saying?
Dude, motherfucker, she's been in the booth for God knows how many games, bro. You know this.
I really thought
You know
that
this.
Week 18 game was going to be the last time we saw Taylor Swift in the NFL stadium, and now I'm so pissed.
But I mean,
But okay.
I would not be surprised if Kansas City came back. Just saying.
Anyways, but we're not talking about the Kansas City Chiefs. We're talking about the Super Bowl champions, the Seattle Seahawks.
The last time the Super Bowl did not have the fucking Chiefs or Patriots in the fucking Super Bowl, it was the Rams and Bengals.
Mm-hmm.
Going to
And that's
Super Bowl,
sad
by
in
the way.
itself, but strictly AFC Championship specific, it's been dominated by the Patriots and the Chiefs in the last decade or so. That
Yes.
is a whole other issue.
Brady and Mahomes, literally.
Yeah.
Which that
Anyways.
will probably be one of our discussion topics in a few weeks. But
Oh yes.
Oh shit. No, Brady's gonna be better. Is always better than Mahomes. There's one
we
matchup
could do a
there.
Brady Mahomes discussion as our first one. Oh shit. Anyway.
Brady's always better than Mahomes. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
Anyways.
alright, so as far as the Seahawks go,
Fucking
I mean,
Brady beat a
even
prime
though I know
Mahomes.
they won the Super Bowl and all that, but let's actually talk about their season. They won 14-3. I mean, number one in the NFC. What the fuck? I mean, they did good.
That exceeded everyone's expectations from the start of the season. Like,
Originally, I
shout
didn't
out,
think
shout
they'd
out,
make the playoffs.
Shout out Sam fucking Darnold for shutting
Darnold
everyone.
is most improved player of the year, and I don't think is even close.
Mhm.
This is his title. This is Sam Darnold's title.
Like, this man went from being Minnesota to now winning a Super Bowl with the Seahawks, who weren't really even seen as a team to even be in contention for it.
Yeah.
like before the season started, we were thinking Packers, we were thinking Lions, we were thinking Eagles, you know, like those teams. We weren't thinking Seattle. I mean, it's crazy how things change in a season and how I don't know. I mean, every weekend.
I literally remember as far back as literally predicting the record to be exactly what it was the season before, 10-7. The only difference them actually being making the playoffs and not being left out. And again, needless to say, I was certainly blown away. I mean, I could definitely tell, again, by like basically week 10, I was like, okay, Seattle means fucking business, and the Rams are just going to run away with the division like they normally would. Again, will that be a similar story this next upcoming season come September? Who fucking knows? But anyways, Seattle, we have nothing but nice things to say about Seattle, especially after they beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl.
Thank God.
Anyways, let's talk about the Seahawks. Let's talk about the Seahawks.
Alright, so, yeah, I mean, they had a lot of fucking changes.
The biggest one being Kenneth Walker to the fucking Chiefs because of fucking course.
Before that.
Well, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, number one, I gained my fucking head coach, and they lost their offensive coordinator, Clint Kubiak. So, I mean, with that said, they replaced him with Brian Fleury, which I think is a solid signing, and I mean,
yep.
We'll see what happens with that. They also lost, well, ironically to the Raiders, run game coordinator Rick Dennison and quarterback coach Andrew Janico. They also lost running back coach Kennedy Palamalu. Sounds like they parted ways. But they were able to get some replacements. They got quarterback coach Tyson Prince and Jake Peets, so they got two guys. Running back coach Thomas Hammock, and they also got run game coordinator Justin Allen. So we'll see how that works out. Then as far as players, they lost quite a few people. Well, actually, I should go over the positives first. Number one, they got they brought back Rashid Shaheed for 3 years, $51 million.
Great fucking re-signing. Great fucking extension.
I don't know if you guys. I don't know if I'm not as high on Rashid Shaheed as you guys are, but I just see him as kind of just a kick returner, punt returner, but wide receiver with just a lot of speed.
To me, he's a wide receiver too, for sure. I mean,
like I think that's his limit. To be honest with you, I really don't see him as like a
but that's why
a wide receiver one or any of that.
And again, you just look at the core. You got Shaheed. You got Cooper Kupp, you got JSN. I mean, that's stacked as fuck. So, I mean,
yeah, shit. The more I think about it, that wide receiver core is loaded. Is actually loaded.
It's a core right there.
Yeah.
And then they're still keeping Zach Charbonnet.
Yeah,
as well.
Because even though they don't have K9, Zach Charbonnet is still pretty serviceable.
Yeah.
And, well, obviously from just looking at last season, they really like Charbonnet. They just kept
shit, and they have AJ Barner as their tight end, who's been really solid. And then they have their offensive line, who's still really good. And their offense is still really good, too. Shit. Didn't really realize how good that offense was.
They also brought back Josh Jobe for 3 years. They also brought in former Packer Emmanuel Wilson for 1 year, $2.1 million.
And they're going to do the split backfield again.
But then here's kind of the tricky part. They lost a few defensive players. The top three to me, Boye Mafe, Kobe Bryant, and Tariq Woolen.
Woolen was the biggest one.
Yeah.
In my opinion, Woolen and Kobe Bryant were like two vocal points of that defense, and Boye Mafe has been a reliable pass rusher for them. Or I wouldn't say reliable, but you know what I mean. Like he was able to get pressure on the quarterback pretty consistently, even though he didn't really have a high sack amount. I think he only had like 2, maybe 3 sacks this year, but still, I mean, he still contributed. So, I mean, I don't know if those are going to be make or break losses for them, but still, those are losses worth mentioning.
Oh, they are. Well, in this case, let me tell you the stats of this past team. So they were third in points per game, 8th in passing yards per game, 10th in rushing yards per game, 7th in total touchdowns, 4th in yards per pass, and 2nd in turnovers per game. So I mean, I think that's
really freaking good.
Consistent
Really
this
good.
upcoming year. But
Was that offense or defense?
offense.
That was
That was top offense.
But this is the part that I think is gonna change a lot.
Yeah.
So, as far as last year's defensive stats, they were first in points allowed per game. So
Top in the league.
Obviously, they went fucking 14-3. They didn't allow anyone to score for shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, literally.
They were 10th in passing yards allowed, 3rd in rushing yards allowed, 2nd in touchdowns allowed, 7th in sacks, total sacks, and 6th in takeaways per game.
Literally a top 10. Literally a
top 5.
I mean, a
one of
top
the
10
best defenses
defense.
in the whole damn league.
One of the best defenses in the league.
Up there with Houston, up there with Denver, obviously. Like those are that's top 3 right there.
Mm-hmm.
Literally.
Yeah.
But now the better question is how much is that going to take a hit because of Kobe Bryant?
Yeah, I don't think this will knock them down to the literal bottom. Like,
it's not.
Honestly,
it's not going to, but it's not going to be as lethal.
At the very worst, honestly, like just above just below the top half. Like that's I think worst case scenario. Like 15th, 16th, 17th probably at worst, but like it'll still knock them down. But like they could still like be in like the 8 to 12 or 13 range, you know. But I don't think it'll knock them down, but not by that much. Not to the 20s at least. Oh no. Anyways.
So I guess that leads us to the draft needs and predictions.
Yes.
So, as far as positions, they absolutely need secondary, number 1. Number 2, they need a running back, bad.
I wouldn't say they really need a running back, but I guess in the future they kind of do.
For depth, just in case, for depth and for someone to just be in the backup or something. Yeah, just.
Dude, Charbonnet was solid as a running back too, but is he running back 1?
That's
the question.
I mean, with K9 gone, who else is it gonna be realistically?
I mean, Charbonnet was literally he was he played like a running back 1, but Kenneth Walker was clearly the better running back in that 2 tandem.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
So, as far as how many picks they have, they only have 4 picks this year. They have a first-round pick, obviously the 32nd pick from winning the Super Bowl. The 64th pick in the second round, obviously, same situation. The 96th, obviously, well,
yeah,
I don't need to say it. And then they have a 6th-round pick from Cleveland.
Ooh, fuck, that's not good.
So they don't really.
So only their 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, and then a 6th-round pick. Yeesh.
So,
damn.
As far as the 32nd pick, I mean, in this case, I'm going whatever position you need the most, and the way it's looking right now, they need a cornerback bad.
Yeah, because who do they have at cornerback right now?
No one I can think of, that's for sure.
I can't think of it right now, but Woolen and Bryant were like the 2 cornerbacks in that room.
They did bring back Josh Jobe, number 1.
Well, yeah, but was he really like the top corner? No.
Amanda Worry.
He's a safety. But then he's more like a Swiss Army knife, so I guess they can play him at corner, but I don't know.
Witherspoon.
Oh shit, they had Witherspoon, that's right.
Oh wait, no, he's a field safety, Julian Love. Yeah, that's pretty much it as far as I can see.
Yeah, so Witherspoon, Job, and then that's about it.
So yeah, corner for fucking sure.
Pritchett is just, I don't know, Pritchett has not really done anything. That's the thing with that.
Yeah, besides that, they don't really have any corners.
Dude, they need to get a corner.
Yeah.
But
I think corner's their biggest need here.
Either way, corner at pick 32, pretty good. I'd say, yeah.
as far as 64th, me personally, I'm trading up.
I mean, at this point,
Fair,
yeah, you
fair,
know,
yeah.
you drafts, you can trade up.
I'm trading up and I'm getting a running back.
Well, hold on. Let me look at something real quick.
Realistically, I don't really see as many teams getting running backs in the first or second.
I don't even think they even need to trade up. Honestly, I think they can just stay where they're at.
Think so?
I mean, there's a crap here. I'm just gonna do something. I'm just looking at running backs right now in the PFF thing real quick because of course it shows the who's available, right? I mean, besides Jeremiah Love, I mean, you got Jadarian Price, who is a projected round 2 pick. You got Jonah Coleman, who, if you've watched his film, Jonah Coleman is a very hard runner, and he kind of reminds me a little bit of Kenneth Walker. So, and he's projected to be, he's ranked 93rd in this, which is like a near 3rd round pick. So I mean, dude, you can get guys like Jonah Coleman there. You can get guys like Nick Singleton, Atron Allen. I mean, there are so many running backs in here. Jamal Haynes from Georgia Tech. I mean, I really don't. I mean, for running backs, like, they are super, super deep. They are extremely deep, and I wouldn't even trade up for one. Personally, I wouldn't. I feel like that's just kind of, you're spending too much for a running back, first of all. Second of all, if you do trade up for him, you better hope that he's like, Kenneth Walker levels of good right away, or else you're pretty much wasting draft capital or whoever you're trading away in the deal, right? So, I mean, running backs, once again, I mean, they're very easy to get in this draft. That's all I'm going to say. So,
anyways, I think that's
Fingers crossed we get some good picks, man. That's all I got to say.
Yeah.
They have a lot of options, sounds like. I mean,
they really do. They do.
Yeah.
so
Hopefully.
as far as their upcoming opponents for this next year,
Yes.
well, they have the 49ers, Rams, and Cardinals twice. I mean, I sound like a broken record
Yeah,
with that.
we know this.
But luckily, that's the last time we'll have to hear that. For
if
the
we don't-
episode.
If we don't get, real quick before you continue, if we don't get any good draft picks, like I said, if we don't get any good draft picks, that means this.
Oh my god. Wait till the fucking draft. We're gonna be fine. Alright.
No, I know that, but I'm just saying, like, if we don't get good picks.
We know.
Next video,
Contract
clown.
will be fine.
But yeah, the needs for Seattle are cornerback, edge rusher, and running back.
Yes.
But yeah, cornerback, I think, is what I would go with the first pick, personally.
Anyways, opponents for the Super Bowl champs.
Defending.
Home, they have the Cowboys, the Giants, the Bears, Chiefs, Chargers, and the Patriots. So Super Bowl rematch. Then for the away, they'll be playing in against the Eagles, Commanders, Panthers, Broncos, and Raiders. Which I don't know how to feel about that one either. So
Hey, bro, don't work.
I have the Seahawks floor at 6-11, which is, I think, was the same as the Rams and 49ers, but I mean,
Yeah,
whatever happens,
Yeah.
happens.
whatever.
I
Yeah.
have their ceiling at 15-2.
Same thing as the Rams, yep.
Yeah.
On here, well, okay, I've been trying to think about like how I wanted to predict this. And no, I'm not gonna say the one you're thinking, Tyler. I think they're gonna go 11-6.
Honestly, I mean,
So just to clarify, before
Okay,
we
yes,
started the
just to clarify.
episode, he said 10-7. I'm like, he's sticking with that? Alright,
I'm
so
still debating.
that would mean obviously Cardinals, if we're getting these predictions, Cardinals are last, Rams win the division,
and then Rams win first, and then Seahawks and Niners are tied for the middle.
Yeah.
So at that point, it just depends on tiebreaker.
Literally.
Again, am I going to be completely upset if the Rams win the division? No.
No.
Cool with the Rams. But I do still think you can still make a case that the Seahawks could definitely go back-to-back. At least in my personal opinion. If it does come down to a tiebreaker for second/third, I'm still taking them over the Niners. I'm still taking Seattle over the Niners 100%. All right? And that's not even me clowning on the whole injury-riddled nonsense. Healthy, non-healthy, I still think Seahawks, on paper, are still just above the Niners. But yeah.
Yeah, they still got Mike McDonald still as their head.
I don't, but yeah, like I said, I don't think Seattle's going anywhere lower than second. They're simply not. But
I think the Rams in Seattle, or Rams and Seahawks, are just levels beyond the 49ers and the Cardinals in this division for sure.
I agree.
And
most of these teams are.
again, unless we see it, true believe it, that's just the way it is.
And these are, I mean, anything can happen no matter what.
Literally,
True.
everything is subject to change. Literally, like we haven't even gotten to the draft yet. Like this is before the draft. This is before the NFL season has even been, what this is like well before training camp or any of that stuff.
Oh yeah.
And there's still free agents on the market as we speak. Like still notable names in free agency right now. Everything is subject to change.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, that was part 4 of our outlook analysis for the National Football League. We are officially halfway done. So obviously, next week will be the AFC South. So look out for that, obviously. But yeah, again, whether it's I don't think that's tomorrow for me at least. I can't do it. But whether it's Tuesday, Wednesday, or again Thursday, right before the first round of March Madness starts, that'll be the next episode. Which one of those 3 days it is, we'll figure it out. But obviously, we will go over part 5. That's AFC South for the analysis, and then obviously official bracket picks. And we've talked about this too. We're predicting every single game besides the first 4. Because who gives a fuck? But all 63 of them bitches, we are all predicting. And we're talking all 6 of us. Alright? It's do or fucking die. But anyways, I know one thing for sure. It's going to be an action-packed fucking episode. That's all I know. But, whether it's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we'll figure it out. But until then, that's Boban. That's Alex. That's Robert. I'm Tyler. Take care.